Welcome to another free trade of the week Mondays, where normally what we do is just give you something that has triggered from the StatsEdge Pro trading algorithms. Today we're going to do something a little bit more special. What I've been doing, as always, this is all I do now that my trading is pretty systematized, is I build algorithms. I build new systems, and those systems, when tested, they go through the vigor of testing and they've been tested properly, can become part of StatsEdge Trading and what we do over there. But there's one that I've just finished a lot of testing on that looks a little bit too good to be true. So what I did and what we're doing in the Discord room is I said, hey, do you guys want access to these? Even though I don't really trust the back test just yet, let's track them together. And people said yes. So what we're doing is we're going to look at the trades, and if someone wants to take them, great, they're out there for you guys. And then we are going to track that versus what we are seeing here over in the back test. And if they line up for a month or some sort of extended period of time, then the back test is right and we can start trading them as well. I went through the code a billion times with a bunch of AI help, and it looks like everything is working. Just, again, a little bit too cynical, and I'll show you guys why. And part of this is just because I've been around for some time. A young me would build a back test that looks like this, and I would say, oh my God, I figured it out. I'm going to be the greatest trader of all time and a billionaire. A new me looks at this and says, yes, even though, flat for a year here, flat for a year here, it's not anything crazy. It's not like you're making trillions of dollars not doing anything. There's a lot of slow periods and a lot of down periods. The lack of any sort of substantial pullback in the last 25 years makes me a little bit worried about the setup. So that's what we do. We take a look at it, we run the back test, we try to make sure the back test is as accurate as possible, and then we start to take this into the real world. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of show you guys part of this the same way I am showing the StatsEdge Pro members. And I'm just going to go through the setups that triggered this week. So first of all, and already has me a little bit worried, something I have to go and look back at is this MEHCQ. This is 23andMe, which is bankrupt. So who knows why it's rallying, but it is a bankrupt company that has declared bankruptcy, but is still trading OTC. So it can still be traded and it's still moving, it's still active. I just need to figure out when that cancellation date is. So the trigger here already happened at 333, and I got in somewhere around the 340s. Again, what I'm doing is I'm trading these myself with my own money, which I always do before I bring something public to StatsEdge Trading. I'm just doing it very small because, I don't really trust the backtest. Already up to 373 with a stop of 294. So again, if you want to follow along with any of these, NYXH. This is one very far from the current stop, but nice little push up here. Again, this is kind of like a momentum continuation strategy. We're trying to punch through new highs. We're trying to get involved in those, and then we exit after the first profitable closing week. And you can see, again, nice little push here. A lot of gaps in this particular stock. I think this is just because it has SA, I think this is what's called an ADR. Granite shares a platinum ETF, PLTM. So this is an ETF and it's tracking platinum, but it's in the system. So we'll take a look at it. If we can get through 1054, last but not least, is PPLT, which is another platinum ETF. So it looks like we are bullish on platinum if we can get through this zone right here. Plenty of liquidity on these platinum names for a swing trade for sure. If we look at like the 30-minute chart, it's looking very good there. So if you're interested, you can test these out with me. That's what, again, I'm doing here. This is part of it. And this is part that a lot of people don't talk about. They want to show you a nice, pretty back test and say, there we go, come give me money. For me, it doesn't, I'm going to be trading these. So having a nice, pretty back test doesn't do anything except kind of help with marketing. I want to make sure that back test is legitimate and I can actually trade these setups. It's something that I can do and make money at. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's, again, part of it. It generally goes from you build a back test, you go through and make sure that that back test is legitimate and something that you could actually trade off of. And then from there, you start to apply money to it slowly. So I've done the back test. Looks a little bit too good to be true to me, but I went through hundreds of charts that came out from the back test and the fills seem fairly accurate, some slippage, but again, that's just part of it. And Now we keep going. So, right, it goes from trading it just a little bit, and then from there, hopefully trading it a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And again, if this ends up being part of something that works, we test this for about a month and we have that working, it will be part of StatsEdge Pro. So if you haven't signed up for StatsEdge Pro, there'll be links in the description down below. This is the rigor that we do in our systematic trading and our systematic testing. We want to make sure that what we're building is robust and that it fits into the myriad of other strategies we have. So this one works very well because it's looking for momentum, and we don't currently have a good momentum strategy. We have a lot of good pullback strategies. So I'm trying to build a momentum one. So if this one works, then we've kind of rounded the bases of everything that we need. So I'll talk to you guys soon.